It's a good thing we
Don't
kept
call
our
it a
clothes on.
comeback. We never left.
Now we're live on Twitch.
Hey, Twitch, how's it going? Totally first time, man. Nailed it right out of the gate. No mistakes here. We're professionals.
10 years, baby. 10 years of no
nailed it.
mistakes.
Perfection.
None whatsoever.
Let's go ahead and kick over to live. Boom. All right, I hear notifications going off. That's good. If you are listening, if you are watching, we're going to game the Twitter. So what do we got to do? We're going to like Pedro's tweet. We're going to retweet it with a comment and say, we live.
But we have an external link, though. Yeah, but it's an external link, though, so we're going to get punished for it.
I know, this is why we have to make sure you like his tweet.
Yeah, of course.
And retweet it. So we stick with that one. That's the one thing that will help counteract the external link. Yeah. And I'm just going to come over to Mastodon and be like, yo, bitches, what's up? It's Mastodon. I don't care. There's no algorithm. Moo.
The algorithm is the order in which shit gets posted, which is kind of nice. Also, your likes and retweets aren't arbitrarily blocked when the operators of Mastodon decide that they don't like a competitor.
Or they don't put you in this arbitrary circle and then don't tell you that if you post outside that circle, you get actively punished for it. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know?
The whole point of delegating this stuff to the algorithm, though, is so that you as a creator can't know, and thus are constantly on the back foot.
Well, I mean, you don't need to learn how to please your robot overlord. That'd be silly.
Yeah.
Tell me, robot. Tell me how I please you.
Your toil pleases them. Blood for the machine.
Oh, baby. What's going on? Twitch. We just finishing up Super Chosen, where we learned about frog keyboards.
Not frog fractions, though.
Nope.
No.
No.
Or frog detectives.
Are they ever going to make the third one?
Man, that's probably
they've already
made
made they've already made the third one.
Yeah.
It's just called a completely different game. No one's found it yet. It's
that was Frog Fractions 2. How long? It was like 2 years?
Yeah, it's like turns out that if you beat Death Stranding perfectly, then it unlocks Frog Fractions 3.
You say that, but when you're dealing with Kojima?
Yeah, right. It's not. Listen, it's not outside the realm of possibility. It's unlikely, but
I don't have Atari Konami looking over my shoulder anymore, so might as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sony was just like, oh well, if Konami doesn't want you, you can kind of just do whatever you want over here.
Yeah,
yeah. Here's a dump truck full of money. Have fun.
Yeah, here, go do something amazing that gets us a shit ton of critical acclaim. With Monster Energy drink. Not anymore,
do the
though.
Otter thing. Just go nuts.
Oh man, Monster was back in the news. They were going after a game developer, I think this week, right?
Really?
Again. Wow. Oh, dude, they have a history of trying to.
They are litigious.
Yeah, about the word monster, which is.
Yeah, because they trademarked the word monster.
They've tried
that
to.
noun. That's
repeatedly.
Oh, fuck off! Whatever website you. Target's Pokemon, Capcom, and another. Yeah. Where's the one from this week? Maybe I. Are you? Oh man, you're preventing me from going back. Fuck that site.
Monster Hunter.
Nintendo Super. Yeah, Pocket Monsters. They're coming after anyone. They're like, we own the word monster. But Pokemon's trademark is 96, so I'm pretty sure that pre-exists.
Well, it's an absolute waste of time because you're trying to get it on, to defend your brand, and Monster Energy drink does not have to worry about pocket monsters. It's not going to create brand confusion. That's what you have to prove in court.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a trademark. It's if you're trademarking something in a specific field, the pocket monsters don't give a shit about your energy drink.
Now I kind of just want to see. I just want to see Game Freak being like, You know what? We have a legion of kids that we could get hooked on a sugary beverage. Pokemon energy
That's gonna be a
drinks.
monster now.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck
have you ever seen like a fucking Pokemon that's got a hold of fucking Monster Energy drink? Like, holy hell, it's not barely recognizable.
Yeah. That Pikachu has some lawsuits and some restraining orders filed against them. That Pikachu is not within 100 yards of a playground.
I don't know if this is going to fit on Discord. Let me over here. It will.
Bigger than 8 megabytes.
Right, that's what I just had to check. If you're to Discord, I'm going to post the new Barbie trailer. Pretty good.
I haven't seen the new trailer that came out, but I don't know. That first one with like little girls going apeshit and smashing their dolls to like also spoke Zarathustra. I'm like, okay, all right. Like all they gotta do is just make this movie fucking twisted, right? Like, it's the Barbie movie. What was
I don't
psychological
feel it,
horror,
man.
right? Like,
I don't think they're going to be leaning that hard into it. I think it's going to be, pure cap all the way through.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Oh man, didn't
I'll be keeping my eyes out for a Steve cameo.
didn't they try to go after Aqua for that song? Like, speaking of
litigation. I think so. I remember. You remember that song "Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture" by Outkast? Hey, yeah, Polaroid went after them because they're like, "Hey, don't shake the Polaroids; it fucks up what they're developing."
But everybody shakes the Polaroid, right?
They're supposed to let the ink settle.
You know what? I never had a Polaroid, so I couldn't tell you.
If you shake it, it gets a little bit blurry.
Yeah, I had a Polaroid, but I never had film for it. Somebody had given me, like, even at the time, it was like an antique Polaroid camera, and I only wanted it because it had metal plates on the back that you pulled out, and it had a diagram of like how to develop it properly. Is you put it between the metal plates and stick it under your arm. Yeah, right.
Get that body heat.
That's the only reason I kept it for that. But no, I've never
had that
a
summary. The summary blurb on Discord is like, "Oh, the case was ultimately dismissed." There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's like fair use is the thing. You can talk about a thing existing. Like, that's,
You can parody the thing. You can discuss the thing for the purposes of education. You can dissect the thing for satire.
What? I want to see a live YouTube stream of someone like vivisecting a Barbie doll.
You know what? The best comment I saw is like, there better be a topless scene with Barbie with no nipples.
Oh yeah, everyone is there's just like a nude scene, quote unquote.
Well, and like Ken and everybody, they should get rid of the nipples on all. Wait, I don't know. Does Ken have nipples?
I don't think Ken has nipples.
Asking the real questions tonight, baby.
Steve, does Ken have nipples? we like,
you would
we
know,
don't even need to we don't need to Google that shit. We have a fucking primary source here.
What year was Ken allowed to have nipples? Oh, if you want to see something weird, here's a weird fact that I learned from a long time ago. You're not allowed to display nipples on billboards in Florida. Male nipples? Really? Yeah, so if you look at all the like wrestling promo photos,
they have the nipples
photoshopped out.
Right. I think I am remembering this now. This random TIL post from like 10 years ago or something, right?
I was like, what? Yeah, it was like weird enough to stick in the brain, right? Like, Steve's having his quiet time.
Yeah. Steve had a birthday party. That was all the social activity he could tolerate for the next year. So he's going to go back to his cave.
Gotta recharge.
Yeah. The Steve Mobile.
I saw, man, it was like real, because apparently like one YouTuber is like whatever and a lawsuit and whatever, but there's like a YouTube AI chat GPT or whatever powered YouTube summary bot.
Okay.
No. And it was spot on.
Okay. I guess does it like feed in the subtitles and then like?
I guess it reads the transcript and does its like best take of it, but like it was like one blurb for a 24-minute long video, and all the comments were like, "That nailed it."
Okay. Yeah, the Steve Cave.
Yeah, Steve Cave. It was nice to see, speaking of a different Steve, Gamers Nexus Steve, he was like, hey, man, the last 3 videos we did pretty well on without clickbait headlines. That was his Twitter post.
Nice.
Like, be the change, man. Be the change.
Well, I think too, like, at this point, Steve has, like, enough of a built-in audience that, like...
Yeah, but you see, that's Squeaky Linus's excuse. He's like, hey, it's the only way we can get clicks. And he's like, here's the thing, it works.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is, like, Linus is pulling a very good Vince McMahon in that, like, he's kind of making himself the center of attention. Because, like, that engagement also drives views, right? Like, people, he's aware that people think he's a moron, but, like, they'll still watch his videos to shit on him, right?
Hopefully not as scummy as Vince McMahon.
Oh, yes, definitely, hopefully not as scummy as Vince McMahon.
I don't know, Pedro. He's West Coast Canadian.
No, fucking pulls off his mask like, I've been Vince McMahon this entire time, motherfuckers. DDT's Wendell. Like, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's, I don't, like, have fun with YouTube and stuff like that, but, like, I'll just keep rolling, and sometimes, man, when I can't tell what the fuck's the video supposed to be about, I don't watch it to find out, right?
Man, like,
admittedly, sometimes I get just the perfect amount of clickbait.
Oh, hey,
it's
bot.
like, I want to click on it. Yeah, it wasn't that late. I want to click on it, so I just right-click and I open in a incognito window.
Again, YouTube, like, I know you would hate this. It would be against your data mining operations day in and day out. But give me a rabbit hole mode. Just give me a rabbit hole button that I can click on and be like, I just need to watch this video. I'm curious. I don't ever want to fucking
or
see
just
this.
like erase my history for the past like 30 minutes or something. Like, yeah,
without having to go incognito, because sometimes I'm like, oh, or it might be like, hey, I'm interested in this tonight. I want to check this out for a little bit, but I don't want recommendations on this from now on. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, I know, Scott, but what I want is right there on the big page. Big page.
There's an extension
just a button
that
to hit
gives
on
you a
and
bunch
do
of
everything
the
I want.
hidden...
Then I can hit the button again, and then it's like, all right. And I understand. What are you going to do? Most people, they're just going to always have that on, so it's not tracking you.
Enhancer for YouTube. That's the extension. It gives you a bunch of the controls that are usually hidden. And you just get them right there below the video.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things you can play around. I mean, I don't worry about it, and I won't worry the other, but I mean, it gets on my... It doesn't even bother me. I just, like, why are you wasting screen real estate?
Oh yeah, it's always great when it's like, I have no interest in watching any of this stuff. I watch like 3 videos on this one topic, but from this one guy, and like, like maybe, and I'm like, okay, this guy, do I like any of this guy's other stuff? No, not really. Okay.
Is it a little close to memory? Yeah, because I watched a dude like who was restoring and rebuilding, like recapping like antique radios from the 30s and 40s. Guess what's my feed? Yes. Motherfuckers are restoring radios. That's YouTube's like, shit, you're into this? Man, I got you covered.
I was gonna guess like pregnant Elsa and Spider-Man videos.
No, man.
Are you
thing YouTube
a child?
Is,
YouTube kids, man. Yeah.
I don't watch things again. I watch something and watch. I'm done. I'm in. I'm out. Unless it's like a guide that I got to go back and recheck something. YouTube is constantly throwing shit back, and it's like, hey, you want to watch this again?
It's like, didn't I watch this like 4 years ago? Yeah,
like,
but don't you want to watch it again?
Or even if it was like 2 weeks ago, or if it was like 9 years ago. I'm like, I've already seen that. No.
They used to have a section. It's like, watch again. And I just kept closing it like I do with the shorts now. Just close that shit. No. Now they just put it in with all of the other recommendations. Can you not?
No, I mean, it's YouTube. They got to make their UI progressively worse and worse and worse until it's like nigh impossible to even watch a video. And then Google will shut it down because, usership has dropped. We have no idea why. Ugh.
Okay, apparently we have Steve Husband. Okay, Steve Husband, does Ken have nipples? Like the actual Ken figure? Are the nipples modeled?
Does the actual Ken at Mattel, the human being that he's based, that they take molds of to like make the Ken dolls, does he have nipples?
Just get him hooked up to a respirator.
It's like the fucking God Emperor from Warhammer. Yeah. They're just like on the machine, keeping him alive. It's like.
So you've decided to look up the nipple thing in Florida. It was a city ordinance, but not a state law.
Okay.
You know what?
Fair
Good
enough.
enough for government work. Close enough.
All right, Steve. We're getting Steve. No nips. All right.
No nips. All right.
Then how does Ken lactate?
That was a very terse reply. That was ... Now leave me the fuck alone. I'm busy.
Shaving accident. Okay.
Oh, so Game of Thrones, men don't need nipples.
The Ramsay Bolton, I see.
So what's the under and over of like Henry Cavill getting his own Game of Thrones spin-off show?
I don't know. So it's going to be like after Amazon gives him one season of 40K and then cancels it. That's because that dude cannot catch a break.
I don't know. They were talking about the other Game of Thrones series, like, they had like 6 in development, and like apparently we're gonna get 2, which I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm happy with House of the Dragon, right?
I heard we were getting a Pt.1, and that one seems dope because that's like the Imperial China of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And there's like another like wall structure over on that part of the world. That's like.
Has it been addressed in the books other than like shit's over there? Probably.
Very, very minor, but gotta dig up those little lore nuggets. They're important, I think. I swear. Probably. Bran's a time traveler, you guys.
Hold the door.
Hodor is secretly been a dragon this entire time, and Sir Pounce, the cat, is the true king of Westeros, and the prince that is promised.
We can make this work.
One of those theories is actually real. I'll let you guess which one.
Long as you have a good story, Jordan.
Yeah. No, but I got Orlando Bloom. That's gonna count for something.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Dracula?
Well, you got Orlando Bloom coming back, and I'm like, are we gonna get Lego Lays? And I was like, no,
like Lego Ritos instead of Lego Lays.
I'm like, oh man, so he's coming back as
Legolas'
Grandpa
grandfather.
Legolas?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm your grandpa.
But maybe we'll get to see Legolas's baby clothes that eventually get handed down to Bilbo.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
The
good.
fucking mithril thing. And I'm like, I wonder how canon that is.
Yeah.
I didn't have the energy because it was on the LOTR memes, and I was like, I didn't have the energy to go into comment section and watch like the active
the nerds
lore
duke it out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it'll just be a funny thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. Either way, it's
Maybe.
still funny.
That's
look at
OnlyFans
the bunny eat
material
the
right
tomato.
there, North Ranger. That's OnlyFans.
Oh man, that's what they need to add to the 40K armor. Nipples.
Nipples are heresy. Or alternatively, like the organs they give the Space Marines, give them like 900 nipples. You take off the armor and it's just like all nipple.
Just on trailers alone. I don't know. I mean,
do you think they're gonna have Barbie Girl in the movie, the song?
No, 100% not guaranteed.
After that legal battle, probably not.
Which is a damn shame because everybody wants that in the movie,
Right?
Yeah. Like they should have fucking Aqua cameos and shit.
Not play the song, but very clearly have Aqua, the band.
What's his name in the band? Like pull up as the driver, the bald guy.
Yeah. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah.
Oh, Weird Al.
Still gotta watch the Weird Al movie.
I haven't watched it yet. Oh, yeah, that's been out for a minute, hasn't it? What I've been planning on watching, I just haven't gotten around to it. I was talking to Pedro, I think, before you showed up, was the Dragon Ball Superheroes.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one. Yeah.
And
apparently that's good.
Trying to figure out whether or not I can stream it on Voodoo under Linux without it being like gimped, like Netflix is on the desktop. But they get an Android app. Oh, it might not be that big a deal. I'll just watch it.
You wouldn't download a Chromebook firmware to extract a copy of Widevine and patch it with 16K memory support so you can legally watch Netflix at 1080p.
Where's the beef, motherfucker? You wouldn't download a hamburger, would you?
Yeah. Yes, I would. Straight into my stomach, motherfucker.
No. We'll start printing burgers right now.
You will literally have to restrain me to stop me from 3D printing burgers. You will have to 3D print the restraints in order to do that.
You're going to be like Barney under the beer tap.
Fuck it to my veins!
Is there like a regular fucking eye under that? Because I got a flat top and like that looks like it's just all solid color. That would no, I wouldn't like that.
And there's another pan to the right there, and it looks like it's all the same color. Yeah.
No, it looks like it's darker under it. So all right, as long as there's like visual indication.
Oh, that's not the shadow. That's actual darker. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a walk. It's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So.
Yeah, it would be fucking difficult as hell if it wasn't. If this is Bizarro walk.
It's the pyramid. It's the inverse walk, the inverted walk.
Now I want to see the utensils to cook with that. Or you just take like a coat hanger and like wiggle it out in there.
It's got the handle, and then it goes up 90 degrees.
Yeah, you got a little hook or something. It's like a hand drill, right? Like you gotta like a butter churn or something.
As I walk through the valley where I harvest my grain,
I took a look at my wife and realized she's pretty plain.
Very plain.
Yeah.
That looks like it has an appropriate amount of mushrooms in it.
Yes. Just mushrooms, yeah.
Oh, it's got cauliflower. It's got the bullshit albino broccoli.
Yeah, it's got cauliflower and broccoli. It's got both variants of the exact same fucking thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, brassica or
how dare you, Pedro? We're going to pretend like everybody else that they taste different somehow.
They taste a little different. They taste a little different.
Not if I put a blindfold on you, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Nah.
Yeah.
The cauliflower is watery, while the broccoli tend to be like drier. But the taste is the same.
I'm going to deep fry that shit and cover it in cheese.
Then it tastes
drain
the same.
The water out of it.
Yeah, because it tastes like deep fried whatever with cheese on it. No, I find like cauliflower is a lot more like bland, and broccoli has like more of a chlorophyll taste.
Tastes like cheese.
Cheese.
Well, I guess Velveeta's not cheese, is it? Cheese, like
cheese product. Food product.
Yeah.
Cheese with a Z.
I don't think they can. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they can use cheese on the packaging.
CHEAZ. Cheese.
Cheese.
Sandwich slices.
Yeah, deli slices. Yeah.
Well, like that's how you know you like roll deep when you get to like the individual packets of air quotes cheese where there's no cheese on the packaging whatsoever, and this is like sandwich slices. Yes.
Yeah.
Orange.
Kraft single.
Can you microwave it? Yeah, it's not going to do anything.
It'll get meltier.
Yeah.
Around the edges
Or it'll
a
just
bit.
dissipate, like whatever passes for water in it just goes away and it's just hard.
After it takes a couple swipes at the door trying to escape.
No, Potato Domo, you can't escape.
Yeah, don't microwave cheese slices. This is a bad time.
I mean, you can microwave cheese slices. You just got to make sure there's like other food underneath the cheese slices, and then it's fine.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to scrape that shit.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna have like a bit of a crispy microwave situation.
What about broccoli flour? I can make up words
That's
too,
just
Scott.
called cabbage.
I mean, it's Brassica oleracea. It's all the same plant.
Yeah, this is the same as any
All
other
of the lettuces are the same.
Yeah. It's all that one wild cabbage.
We just put it under earth food.
Green shit. Sometimes.
Much like dogs, we're all
See, this is where the
degenerate from the
blindfold comes
same
in handy,
breed of
man.
wolf.
Well, yeah, dogs are all the same thing. They can all interbreed.
Except for your bulldogs, those are no longer considered, and pugs, those are no longer considered dogs
Like viable.
by the veterinary society. They're like, dog veterinary medicine doesn't
They
really
can't
apply to
breathe
these guys
properly.
anymore.
Let's not.
You ever meet somebody that pretends they like kale?
Didn't it used to be like the biggest buyer of kale before it got really big as food stuff used to be Domino's because they'd use it to line their salad bar?
Oh. I mean, I've had
Yeah,
kale.
I can see the use for that is green. Yeah.
Kale chips are like, they're fine, but that's like regular chips with some extra steps and shit, man. You know?
You just take the kale leaves, you cut it down to size, and you sprinkle some salt and some vinegar on it, put them in the oven. There
Opens
you go. Kale
bag
chips.
of salt and vinegar chips. Like,
Yeah.
sounds fun, bro.
Bag of Lay's.
This is why I do not buy salt and vinegar. Man, I'd be so ill because I'd eat the whole bag.
Roll me home, boys.
Salt and vinegar, man. Oh, that'd wreck me, man.
I guess it's a way to consume chips without consuming the potato chips for the extra added.
It's a way to drink vinegar without absolutely hating yourself.
Without going direct to the bottle, yes.
Have you ever had potato flavored potato chips? Fuck, does such a thing exist? No. Pickled.
Potato flavored potato chips.
Pickled flavored potato chips.
Pickle flavored potato chips.
I
don't like pickle taste to begin with. So
I like pickled everything. Again, you know.
I like
Well,
vinegar,
so-
but I don't like pickles. I'm weird.
So I should clarify. I don't like pickled cucumbers.
yes.
like,
I don't like cucumbers in general.
Yeah, like I like me some like non-pickled cucumbers. Like I like pickled turnips, pickled carrots. Yeah, it's like
I would eat
pickled
more
peppers.
cucumber. Well, see, pickled cucumbers like save you the step though, man. Because like I don't mind regular cucumbers. You gotta peel them, motherfuckers. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, you just pickle them, then you can eat the outside. It's fine. Pickled red onions. Yeah.
Pickled
but,
onions
like-
are pretty good. Those are like the one pickle that I will like grab,
But
because they
I-
usually
I-
tend to get left because no one else likes them. It's like,
I don't know. When I say pickle, like in my brain, I'm thinking like of a jar of pickled cucumbers. Like generally,
yeah,
if
those
you're
are
like,
the pickles. Yes.
Yeah,
pickle,
you think about like
pickle proper. Yeah,
pickled peckers.
Peter
popper,
Piper picked a pack of pimple peppers.
Yeah.
Pimple peckers. Yeah.
The what is it? Yeah, pickled peppers. Like those are good.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini type. Those little fuckers. Those are delicious. Dill pickles are fine, man. Like pickles are great, but
I don't like dill. Dill is just a nasty taste for me.
A pickle needs to be a thing that is brought to your house in a singular form, and you're handed one.
You ever go to the store and buy like they have the individually wrapped like thick pickles like
No,
the
dude.
Jim's
What I
hot
did is
pickle?
I bought that big prison-sized jar like 9 years ago, and that's the last time I ate a pickle. Because I just sit and ate pickles for like a week and a half, man.
My wife she was in a similar boat where she bought a giant jar of pickles, And then she threw up a bunch of pickles, and she's like, I'm done with pickles for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, the jar of water, I was like, I'm going to finish all these pickles. Like, I didn't.
No, you were defeated.
And, I see that, I've done the same thing with jalapeno slices. I bought the big prison-sized jar, but I won on that one. Like, that thing lasted maybe 4 days. I was done with it.
I like the dried jalapenos.
I stay away from olives.
I don't like olives.
Olives have so much salt in them, though, they wreck me. I can't eat. I'll eat too many. By too many, I mean like kilograms. All of them.
Maury is pretty much into olives and pickles and all of that stuff. I don't touch it, so whenever I buy those, it's all for her.
Jalapenos.
I know it's jalapenos.
Yeah, you wash it down with some champagne.
Jalapenos is how they're pronounced around here. So.
Yeah.
Nacho-ritos.
Get out here with your fancy speak.
Jalapeno.
Yes, as the Italians say, right?
Some olives are pickled, but not all of them.
I don't know. I
Not all of them.
Shut up, Popeye.
I don't have a good Popeye impression.
That's because you need to eat a can of kale or some shit.
I need to eat a can of spinach.
And take another hit off your PCP pipe.
The place I go buy my protein powder from is called Popeye Supplements. That is all. That's my anecdote.
Huh. All right. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know.
do they sell popcorn?
No.
All right. Then they're trustworthy.
No Popeye popcorn salesmen's for you. Salesman.
How about biscuits?
They got like protein cookies.
Popeyes? How about chicken?
No, that's a different Popeyes.
Aw.
Man, I had
Chicken jerky.
Oh man, I had Popeyes fried chicken this week and I regretted it. Oh man. I've been eating clean for too long.
Do you dare say it was not, in fact, the shiznit?
This time it was not, in fact, the shiznit. I was very disappointed.
Oh,
Also-
look at you. Oh, you're doing that healthy lifestyle. Then you eat some junk food and it wrecks your ass like an old man, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I got my old regular order and I'm like halfway through this thing and I'm like, I can't finish this. This is just too greasy. Once upon a time, I was able to just put this shit away, but like, no, I'm done.
Like
did
ordering the big pizza from Pizza Hut.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
where
then last time I was like, I had 2 slices, that's enough.
Mine was like one of those Amy's. I bought a frozen. It was after a show we did, and I'm like, boom, and I like had living that hard life, man. Had like a liter of Pepsi or some shit like that. Yeah. Woke up the next morning to edit, and I was like, ugh, like a fucking like legit hangover feel, man. Yeah. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah,
just rip out the mescaline. I'm like, let's take care of this.
Yeah, it's finally happened. I've been eating clean for too long now. Now like the fast food is killing me. I'm like,
it's all the salt,
the grease, just because there's fried chicken, right? I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah, I don't know how to deal with like. See, I use a lot of olive oil. I don't know how. Just for no reason, man. Just pour it over myself.
Moisturize me. It's like fucking the little baby's ice cream commercial though with olive oil. It makes my skin smooth and youthful, and I look like a changeling from Deep Space Nine.
Club. Fried chicken. I think like the most fascinating fried chicken I've seen is like a Korean fried chicken.
There is a Korea fried chicken near my house
where they have the. It's not like deep fried. They rain hot oil on it through a conveyor.
Okay.
I was like, that. I like the ingenuity in that. It's pretty dope.
I just do if I make fried chicken these days, I do it in the air fryer with like minimal grease. So
I don't have an air fryer. I just do it in the oven.
Usually, the only time I make chicken,
oven is basically an air fryer, right? It's convection
slower. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just use the grill when we got some people over. Like, there's nothing to it.
It hasn't been good grilling weather lately. It's all just been like,
dude. Okay, this week, in the last 3 days, I've had the heat and the AC on.
Okay.
It is bullshit week.
Yeah, it was like, oh, it's like a nice 12 degrees out. -3. What?
2 days ago. 28. Today, 6.
Damn. Well, that's a weird one.
That's a bit of a delta.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
not the most extreme I've witnessed, but it's still extreme. Yeah.
Normal pot.
Yeah, you just fill it with oil.
Yeah.
So yeah, deep fry using a normal pot. You fill it with oil. And you wait till it gets hot. Then
I would have to imagine though that I'd have like a dedicated pot for the deep frying.
So you can reuse the oil. Yeah, it's clever.
Or you keep a bottle and you filter it out so you don't get all the crispy bits.
Mm. All right.
Let's deep fry some turkeys, you guys. Some frozen turkeys.
I want to
catch fire.
The whole turkey in one go.
Dude, I volunteered to do that so many times. Nobody wants to fucking take me up on it. I'm like,
because everyone has seen the YouTube videos of like the shit.
I'm like, we're not gonna do it in like we're gonna do it out in the yard, man.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna find a nice gravel pit where we can. Mm-hmm.
Like if you bring me the equipment
with a crane,
and the propane, yeah,
drop it in.
I'm 100% down to try that. All right.
Just need a very long pair of scissors so we can cut the rope. And we'll wash it down with some Diet Coke and Mentos.
It's fiery and foamy.
What are you talking about? That's what I stuffed it with.
Yeah, just like it falls in, it just cuts to like white mushroom cloud.
See, now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, no, you put the bottle, the liter of a Diet Coke with a package of Mentos taped to it in the turkey, then drop it in.
As the heat dissolves the plastic.
Yep. Shit gets interesting.
Yeah. Rig it for secondary explosions. There were no survivors.
This is why we need a fucking infinite budget and a YouTube category called "Fuck Around and Find." No, just find out.
Yeah.
No, seriously, don't do this at home.
Yeah. So we got a new Patreon goal, you guys. How much does renting out a quarry cost?
I sent an email to the slow-mo guys. They've been doing that.
Listen, we just got to find a hotel that doesn't ask a lot of questions.
We just got to find a hotel and then blow it up.
And a getaway car. All right.
Have a good one, Game of Tron. Yeah, no, it's not, proper time to be up in the UK lands.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Feeling it?
Do it.
I gotta figure out what it did to my neck, man. I tweak my neck. It's been, it feels like past 2 or 3 days, like when you sleep wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just been that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just waiting for it. I'm doing the intelligent male thing. I'll just wait it out and see if it gets better.
Yeah. Like, am I bleeding? Have I keeled over?
All right.
You give it a week. If it doesn't go away, then you start considering.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, I hope it gets better in a couple months.
Yeah. Just tough it out.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, half your body is decomposed. It's fine.
Look, I drove here, so I can't be that bad.
Right.
It's like half the car is just missing.
just like the front of the car sticking into the operating room.
Yeah, there's just like the entire back half of the car is just like sheared off. You're like duct taped into the driver's seat. No, not even a seatbelt. You're just like.
All right. Yeah, let's go. Start the shot. Mm-hmm.
Yes, North Ranger, exactly. But with more duct tape. Looks like them Duke boys have gotten themselves in some trouble this time.
Let me check the dial in. Give me a clap, Jordan. All right, Pedro. All right. Every time I monkey with the audio, I want to go back and resync that. I have a clapboard somewhere, man. I still have it. I don't know if I still have that.
Yeah, last time we brought it up, it was kind of falling apart.
Yeah,
it was a cheapo, like janky one too.
Oh yeah, dude, it was like the cheap. It was like the prop when you get on Amazon.
Yeah, like, didn't it like break after the second or third use, and you were just kind of like holding it together on the side or something?
Like it still held together, but it was a bit dodgy. I think I put that like in our memorabilia shelf with like the Arch Cup and shit like that.
Okay,
I'll have to go look for it. I might break it up.
Put it on the wish list.
Put it back. Come back to us. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 555. And hang on. Do I have a media source going on? Let me check something. There's a little bit of a bug in OBS with if you have an old media source hanging around. You got whatever. I'll track it down. And I definitely have it right there. I definitely have it. So it's hanging out here. Hang on, let me check something. Sorry.
That's all right, man. Take your time. It's that always like, we're ready. Oh, wait, no, there's 9 other things. Fuck.
Huh. I don't know. I'll play around with it later. Hey everyone, welcome back to LinuxGameCast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Ben, that's Jordan, that's Pedro, together with our powers combined, including you, helping us form. There's supposed to be Kokon.
Kokon?
Where are you at, Kokon?
Cocoon 3.
Aw, womp womp.
Did any of you watch the Cocoon movie series?
Wait.
That was a series?
Like, movie series?
Yeah, there was like multiple Cocoon movies.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, did they make a series based on that? No, man. I haven't.
It's like, yeah, like in the same vein of like Species, you know, like the 90s alien movies.
Cocoon Voltron. That's horrifying. That's
Cocoa Voltron. It's chocolatey flavored.
He's like a bunny, except he's like, I don't know.
He's pregnant with chickens.
He's like, yeah, it's like chocolate Voltrons. Oh man, why does the DEA get hold of reasons?
It's Matryoshka Voltron.
Might have been the fillings.
you open it up and there's just more Voltrons inside.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got a lot of stuff to cut through this evening. I want to tell everybody, I think I'm probably one of like 7 people left that still plays around. Like step 1 when I get a new Android device is I wipe it and put, typically Lineage on it and open GApps, just to have whatever control I can have from the Google data hoovering machine and do it again. And, I got that Nexus 6 and I was like, Lineage hasn't come out with the latest version. And it's been a while. I'm like, I want to play with the new Android. So I went looking around and CR Android, which is another ROM that's been around for a while. Like, oh, okay. I didn't know about this. I put it on. So I have like the latest version of Android. Maybe you have that at home. I was talking to these guys in the pre-show. Go back and listen to it. They got rid of the navigation bar at the bottom. Your old tried and true PlayStation buttons, triangle, circle, square, and replaced it with gestures. So it has probably been adorable watching me the last day accomplish a basic task. I'm like, how does this work? I don't understand this. And
every time I have to use Lonnie's iPhone, I like slam into that. I'm like, how do I do this basic thing? I want to leave this application. I want to switch to another one. Oh, you just gotta swipe. Like, but buttons.
Give me.
There's a thing I can. There's a button I can press, and it takes me away from this awful
Here's like
place.
the big thing, man. I'm gonna have to pull out a guide because I remember seeing a thing in the introduction of like, there's multiple like three
finger.
Yeah, like advanced stuff, like make me a sandwich type things that I don't even know exist. But yeah,
I wonder.
That's all about them.
Could we get like Morse code gestures in Android where if you go like.
You know, there's a website. It's called like Morse Code Chat, and it's just a chat room that forces you to
speak in Morse code,
do the doots, and yeah. It's got like people sitting in there chatting with it. I'm like,
Morse roulette.
I'm like, that is so obscure and weird. I'm down with it.
Yeah, I'm Morse code is not really that obscure. It's just the smug self-satisfaction of the people who can speak it fluently.
Speak it?
Well, speak it.
No. I want to imagine a coffee shop full of people just going beep 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 beep.
They're just saying dot dash dash dot 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 dash 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 dot dot dash 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 dot dot dash.
That's called the Droid Cafe at a Star Wars convention.
Just go in there, sit down, start busting out some Klingon. Another thing. I got this done. If you've been keeping track, I've been working on like an OBS compile guide for Debian 12 because it's about to be coming out and it'll work with current Debian testing. And it's kind of a series thing because I want like that base there because we're going to be covering some stuff with like jack audio routing. You know, I got a couple of plans with OBS and I need that as a base. So I'll have that out. I had to edit a thing because I needed to put in the, this happens sometimes. I'm like, oh geez, I'm going to get this YouTube comment of, I was like, somebody's going to bring up, because I do it differently than they show you on the official OBS wiki guide. And for my own reasons, and I realized after watching that, I'm like, that's going to be the first damn comment. Like, are you unaware there's an official? I'm like, yes, I am. Arr! So, yeah, I had to go back and redo that. But yeah, it's cool. I'll have that out. Put that up Friday when I post everything for everybody to on Patreon, take an early look at it, check my work. You're the first line of defense to save the unwilling, the unknowing. Like, you got that wrong. You're like, cool, we need to change that. So how about you, Jordan? You've done a couple of things this week. I saw earlier in Discord this week you were at a festival of music or a show.
Yeah. I got to go see Vader for their 40th anniversary tour. So I got to watch 3 bands: Decrepit Birth, Cryson, and yeah, Vader. It was a good show. I hadn't seen any of them live, and I hadn't really heard of. I heard a little bit of Cryson, and I'm vaguely aware of Decrepit Birth. So they all put on a good show. It was a fun time. Then next day I had the house to myself, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go out and watch movies. So I saw the D&D movie. It was pretty good. Give it a solid 3 chairs.
Wait, you're allowed to go to a movie by yourself?
Yeah.
People need to learn that.
It was fucking stupid though, because it's Tuesday matinee, right? So they have like the cheap movies in the afternoon. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick a movie that no one's gonna see. Ooh. And at a time no one's gonna see it, and lo and behold, the theater was like relatively packed for like 3 o'clock on a Tuesday.
I do 11 a.m. on Tuesdays usually.
They only had there was either like the 1 p.m. screening, which I was too late for because when I went to go buy tickets, it was like 1:15 or whatever. And then there was the one after that. So like, yeah, I imagine if I probably went to the earlier one, I could have dodged that, but yeah, whatever.
That's pretty good. How about you, Pedro Mateus?
Not very much happening here this week. It's just been stupidly busy at work. NHS things, if you're in the UK, you know what's happening. It's, there's a lot of work that's being dumped on us, despite us not being entirely aware of what's happening. So that's been my week, and whatever free time I can spare, I've been playing APB. And
I was about to ask, how many hours do you have in that this week?
This week I have like 13 hours. Yeah, no, it's basically if I can squeeze an hour of it, I will, because I really like that game. It's not a very good game. I've mentioned this before. It's not. Objectively speaking, it's not a very good game.
Everyone knows you're there for the community aspect of it, right?
No. It's for the customization. And the shooting is kind of shit, but it has rules. And I kind of enjoy the rules, not so much the actual feedback of the shooting, but I kind of like it.
All right.
Okay.
All points bulletin. Do you think we ever get like all horse bulletins?
All donkey bulletin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All ABB. All Buro bulletin. Well, there's no bulletins about the horse because it was reported missing and nobody cared. It's the Steam.
Linux update.
All right. We gotta get into my vibrating Spartan.
Oh, now we got a link. All right. Anyway, that's going to be fun. Note to self. Yeah, somebody remind me tomorrow when I'm editing. I'm like, I need that effect.
Oops. It's time for you to get your vibrating suit on. Yeah, you can finally play Halo on your Steam Deck. You could before, but now multiplayer kind of works. They had an EAC update. This is from HaloWaypoint.com. They're saying that there'd be a couple issues. Number one, if you select disable Easy Anti-Cheat, it actually enables Easy Anti-Cheat. And if you select enable any Easy Anti-Cheat, it disables Easy Anti-Cheat. So you're going to want to actually click that disable button to enable it. It's very confusing. Campaign crossplay at the moment does not work. If you are on a Steam Deck and your friend is on a Steam Deck, that's great. But if you want to play with someone on Xbox or Windows, no bueno just yet. Also, if you're going to be playing on the Steam Deck, you may want to update your controller settings to, say, prefer gamepad. Because otherwise, when you queue up for multiplayer, you're going to get thrown in with a bunch of keyboard and mouse players who are going to fucking slaughterate your ass while you're on a Steam Deck. So, make sure you queue up with only controller players. Yeah.
I don't know about you lot, but I am curious. I'm curious. I have never played a Halo game. I mean, I know what a warthog is, and I've watched the Robot Chicken. I know that's kind of what I know. Oh no, I take that back. I've watched the all of the trailer cut, like the Halo movie, effectively, because I didn't realize like how deep the lore was in Halo, which is it's quite extensive. Mm-hmm. I'd be down to play it, man. As long as we could get like a, if you're familiar with the Robot Chicken, like a floppy pixelated penis mod, I'd be down.
It's whatever the one that came out for Windows Vista. Apparently, it's Halo 2. That's the one I played. I got to the bit where you drive the Warthog, and I'm like, oh no, we're done. But apparently, there's a lot of people shouting, and then they have been shouting ever since the Steam Deck came out, and ever since Proton became a thing, that they wanted to play with the Great Green Tin Man in space. So that's good.
Yeah. Halo, having played the first 3 Halo games, they're pretty fun. So I'm glad to see that they are available on Linux. I don't have to buy an Xbox in order to play them or install Windows or any of that nonsense.
You could already play it offline, the single player.
Yeah, but like, who wants to do that,
right?
I want to play with friends. I want to do meet the Master Chiefs. Maybe, and you know what? Maybe we can do that.
I mean, it's in the realm of possibility. Who knows, man? Maybe they'll put like Halo in a Humble Bundle or something like that, and we'll end up with a.
No, you just gotta, it's $10 a month for Game Pass, bro. Just
brah. Oh man, maybe that'll be the right way to play The Last of Us, because
that's a Sony game. That's not gonna be on the Game Pass.
Well, maybe I'll get the Sony Pass.
Oh, you can get the PS5 one that they're going to be releasing, a handheld that competes with the Steam Deck. That's just a PS5 remote play thing.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. I bring this up since Naughty Dog says the Steam Deck support is at the bottom of the list while trying to get The Last of Us up and working on that little thing called a PC. That's right. This game. All right. Before the release, like, there were indications that this game was going to work on the Steam Deck from both Naughty Dog, co-president Neil, and Valve, because one day before the game's PC release, Valve posted a new promotional image of the Steam Deck website showing a montage of games running, and guess what? Last of Us Part 1 was alongside the likes of Hades, No Man's Sky, and of course Stray. I was like, all right. That's pretty dope. And I think like Clue 1, lads, was, if we roll all the way back, is like they didn't even send out review codes for The Last of Us. Like,
nope.
That fucking tells you something. Like the only time in history that I'm aware of that a game didn't send out review codes and the game didn't have some fucking issues was the latest Doom, the first Doom. The most recent one.
2016?
Yeah.
Not your not Eternal though. You're not talking about that one.
No.
The one before that.
Yes. The first new Doom.
Yeah, Bethesda
With
for
Vulcan.
a while very much liked the whole no one gets codes early.
Mm-hmm.
Did they did hand out review codes for Hi-Fi Rush, right?
No one even knew it existed. That thing dropped.
That was a stealth release. No one knew it was coming.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, but Bethesda's been known to do that, and like, I mean, Hi-Fi Rush had like a pretty well, like, universally well received launch.
Okay, to put the diamond point on it, then a game people knew was coming out and didn't get codes there. But even Naughty Dog's like, hey man, we got a hotfix coming out. You know, we're aware that there's problems, and you know, Steam Deck, it's we're working on it, and it's just kind of way down there on the thing from our perfectly working PC port that we're clearly aware has got problems. To the point, I looked at the patch, and it's kind of a whole lot of nothing, man. Like they're like, we're going to include some diagnostic tools. Like, really?
Yeah, gotta figure out what's going on.
We can figure it out. Maybe you guys can. Here's the debug console.
Yeah, send us some telemetry, please. We can't. You know, we're Sony. We can't afford computers to test our game. And I mean, like, like honestly, they're saying, oh yeah, you know, we're not going to focus on Steam Deck until the actual game is fixed. You know, that's probably going to like sort 75% of the issues on the Steam Deck. Period. Maybe focus on getting the game working.
Yeah, if you uncock the port that you did, I'm sure Valve and the rest of the community will be very happy to get Proton up to shape to run your game for you, like they already have.
Here's the thing. This got me thinking, man. You know, because this is not new. I mean, PC ports historically have been, like, you forget, like, fortunately I dodged that bullet, but like Horizon Zero Dawn was absolute garbage when it got released. And your traditional wait time is about 6 months. That's when the game started getting better. Spider-Man, I bought that day one. Absolute dog shit. I wasn't the only one having problems with it. 6 months later, hey, I could run it. It runs fine.
What about Data Boy? That one have problems on launch?
Data Boy?
God of War?
God of War.
Data Boy. Yeah.
Boy.
The Tilt game. That was, I'm going to say that was playable even by my standards. You know, it didn't have any like game. I mean, I'm going to say as far as like a PC port,
one out of three though. That's not good. That's not good odds. That's not a passing grade.
It's not good with this, and it's got me thinking, man. I think I want to get some opinions on this. Get your opinion at home. Their opinion. Leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. Let me know. Would it be a good practice to get developers to list like the not like recommended or like minimum? I'm talking about like the exact PC specs they use to test and verify the game. And I'm not talking about like, oh, we used what? I'm talking about I want the MOBA, I want CPU, I want GPU, I want SSD, I want driver versions. And if you think this is crazy, I mean, you've been playing games on Linux, you're absolutely familiar with ProtonDB. It is indispensable when it comes to like, oh, do I need like a little squirrely hack to do A, B, or Z, or does this even work under Linux? And if you were there from the early days, you're like, you know, everybody, what would you get? You would get like Strider's level of like, no, everything's perfectly fine. Everything's acceptable. I'm like, what do you consider acceptable? You know, you get a stable 15 at, you know, 720p sometimes on low, perfect. I mean, and what they did, which I was very happy about on ProtonDB, is they get a system thing that you can voluntarily get in, and it'll scan your system and it'll tell you what CPU, GPU, distribution, and the like that you're running. Now, I would like to see something like that because that dramatically increased the quality of reports on ProtonDB. When you're able to look over to the right and you're like, what video card does this person have? What CPU do they have? What distribution, what version of Proton do they have? Like, okay.
So like I think there's if you do it from like the game developer side to the players, I think there's a scalability problem because there's only so many combinations of there's only they're going to be testing on probably on a variety of hardware on like. I'm not going to say they're going to have like a high end AMD, Nvidia, whatever system, but they'll have like a gradient or something. They'll say like, oh, we ran it on these 3 computers or whatever. And I'm not sure how useful that information necessarily would be. I think like when you're drilling down, yes, that's certainly useful, but like, I don't know how applicable it could be.
Jordan, I want something to be able to call bullshit on them. I want you to say, okay, you've made this run and you found it acceptable and it wasn't crashing. This, and this, so I can reproduce this and I'm going to get the same effect? Is that what you're telling me? All right, let's go do that because it'd be great for YouTubers. I'm sure Steve over at Gamers Nexus would have a field day with shit like that.
Yeah. But again, like the actual like utility of that information from like the 4 or whatever systems, and like what if it's like like a large studio that tests on like a large gradient of systems, are they going to post all of those combinations, or are you gonna have to like pick and choose? Like I'm not opposed to the idea in principle. I'm just like, how do you implement that in a usable way?
Easy. Make it, if you're going to have minimum and recommended, that's how you do it. Like, use the system that you've determined what is minimum and use the system that you've determined what is recommended. Like, it's just show me the system specs. Because, like, if you're not doing that, what are you doing? Like, throwing the chicken in the circle and waiting for it to run around and die and then writing that spec down? Like, are you guessing?
But so then what's the use of like the current set of recommended specs? Like, that's kind of what you're suggesting, or like having like a larger
information with the recommended, and like, you know, and instead of like
having that for Proton specifically?
No, having it for the game. I don't care if of course they're going to be doing it on Windows. I want to know the hardware, the CPU, GPU, operating system, and drivers that they said, hey, here's what we played it on. This is what it works on, you know, for them to say, no, because this is going to work other ways where other people saying, I can't get it to run. I was like, yeah, you're trying to run it with a NVIDIA 770.
Plugged into your memory slot.
Right. And I'm just saying, Valve, you get an opportunity here like that to radically increase your customer confidence. Because if I'm able to see, or if at least the developers are going to be said, hey, this is what I tested it on, this is what we confirmed it's working on. That's a data point. And last week we talked about how important data points are. To move forward and back from that and say, where do I sit compared to this system specs? Because we're not dumb, or PC, especially even on Linux side. This is going out to everybody. This is for Mac gamers. This is for Windows gamers. This is for you to be able to look at the system requirements and go, all right, that's what they were able to get. And then like set an arbitrary goal. This like, hey, the 1080p 60. That's a good baseline, isn't it? And so
that's the one that everyone should be able to hit nowadays, maybe.
And I don't think it's out of the realm. You know, it's just saying, hey, back up what you wrote, what you're going to write down anyway. You know, you got to write down your system requirements, like back it up. That's all I'm asking. Nothing crazy. And Strider's like, hey man, yeah, it's a good idea for looters. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially for looters when you're dealing with those many different game systems and trying to aggregate it all into one client and having all that information centralized is a very, very good idea.
Yeah. And here's the thing I think it's going to help fight against is releasing games like The Last of Us that run like absolute wreck dog shit and going, we had no idea it worked perfectly in our systems. I'm like, well, all right, well, what exactly were those systems again, Brad? Let's go check that real quick. You're like,
I mean, well, they can also just lie. Oh, it worked great.
No, this is why you have to do it. This is a same way they do it with ProtonDB. It does an actual system check.
Have to validate it in some way.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing Synthel's point. Good luck getting any company to agree to that. But I mean, in principle, it's not a bad idea.
If you're Valve and you either do that or you don't sell your game, it's pretty fucking simple, people.
Well, then they go to.
No, they go to Timmy.
Yeah, they're going to bail over to the Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
No, they're
cool fanfic, not bro. Are they also going to go to Itch?
Yeah.
They won't go to Itch. They'll most likely go to Timmy because Timmy will probably go, we'll give you this guaranteed payout.
These are the same people that are willing to take a 30% cut. Yeah, they're going to bounce over a system that, no, they're not, people.
If you're going to institute certain limitations, like having to validate their own claims about their game, they might start to.
I don't think they will, Pedro. And if you're scared to hold people responsible for the shit that they're going to put out, I think that says more than anything else. If you're not willing to validate, like,
this is the AAA games industry where they'll just lie to people.
Yep.
You guys are right. That's a horrible place, and we shouldn't try to do anything about it. I digress.
We should absolutely try to improve on it. I'm just saying that might not work.
Yeah, gotta explore the idea, warts and all.
Because it works great for a community-driven thing. Absolutely. Like Strider was saying, having something for that like that for Lutras would be awesome. But actually getting big companies who are deep-seated in their bad habits for years and getting them to change their ways.
I think like it might be it would be useful if they have like a good way of like curating and presenting this information in a way that better enables like good bug reporting. So like I don't know. Like I said, I'm not opposed to this idea in general. I'm just like there's a lot of like sticky stuff in the specifics that need to be hammered out.
Here's an easy way to make sure everybody make it opt-in.
Yeah, and then everyone will do it.
Yeah, you make it opt-in because then you're going to get bonus points because people are like, oh shit, we can trust these motherfuckers.
Yeah, the people who actually opted to this, like, oh, they actually did the thing. Neat.
Yeah, it's going to be like brownie points. I mean, unless you just have a raging hate boner against the idea. Like, yeah, if it's opt-in, it doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get creative with it. I'm like, I can come up with a way it hurts somebody. I'm like, all right, you do your way.
Yeah. and any system that has the gameable element will be gamed.
Yes.
That's just how it's
Steam and Valve proved that with the trading cards. It's like, how can we exploit trading cards to launder millions of dollars on the daily?
I would like to see that olive branch across. And then again, like, even if you game the specifications, it'll be easy to verify. Because all the YouTubers are going to jump on that. People
there will be people like Gamers Nexus who would immediately go, all right, let's
build that system.
Yep. Done.
If it can make enough noise, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
What do we have up next? Retro.
Next, we got some new games. Yes, Van actually got to try this one. I downloaded the demo, but I haven't had the chance to try it. Formula Retro Racing World Tour. It's an early access. It costs about 16 pounds over here, but there's a free demo, and you should absolutely try it. I saw the screenshots and I saw the trailers, and I'm like, oh, that looks very Daytona USA, like early Daytona USA on the Saturn. Absolutely, it looks all right. I will have to give it a try.
I mean, it's got VR support if you want to feel like you're in an episode of Reboot or something. That price tag, though, is a little steep. 23 Canadian, what, that's like $19.99 US?
Yeah.
$19.99.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it's got a demo. It's got a demo, but most importantly, this is where I want to give you a be still my beating liver moment. When I saw this. Cross-platform or just online multiplayer in a racing game. Who thought this would be a novel thing in 2023? But here we are. I played around with it. Physics-wise, it's a Formula 1 Tokyo Drift. You know, Gran Turismo, but it's a Formula 1 car. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. Physics in this universe work like this. I can live with it. Your car has a health bar, a damage bar indicator. So the more you bump into stuff, the higher it gets. And I was on my last lap, and right when I crossed the line, the entire time I'm like, I wonder what happens when I run out of bar and it gets to the max. Does my car just like stop? Found out as soon as I crossed the line, I think I came in sixth. Somebody tapped me. One of the AI opponents did, and my car exploded into a ball of flames. But it was already in the demo thing to redrive the lap, so I just sat and watched my ball of flames drive around.
Does it do the thing where like as you take damage the car goes slower, or is it just
it just because I was wrecking into all kind of shit trying to figure out how any type of drift game you got to get the butt slide feel done where you can
the booty scooty.
Yeah, there's a demo. Go play play with it. It's all right. Like $20 for that.
For the privilege
early access.
For the privilege of online multiplayer,
yeah,
right?
in early access now, like what are you planning on charging? Because this thing already cost more than one Hollow Knight. That's what you need to think about. A. B, you need to build a community for this game. This thing, it's early access. Like at most, this thing should be $10 because they ain't $10 worth of game in it right now. It's like 2 fucking maps. So, yeah, you want to build that online community. You're not going to do it at $20 right now. Just heads up, letting you know.
Could be the whole iron price thing is help the early development with a steeper price and then it comes down when it actually releases.
Yeah, but much to the chagrin of all the people who paid full price to test your game.
Yes. It's the price to get in early. But if you'd like to pay a different kind of price,
turn-based farming.
Yeah, the description for Hexlands, the game we're going to be talking about, it was an emotional roller coaster for me because it's turn-based. Yeah, okay, I'm done with that. Roguelike, absolutely, you have my attention. City builder, fuck you. Fuck off and get fucked. Seriously, why would you get my hopes up so much only to dash them in the exact same sentence?
Yeah, so if you scroll in their description, they have a couple of promises of like what this game is not, and they're saying there's no actual 4X mechanisms, no battling, and no multiplayer, but it's kind of a Slay the Spire meet Settlers of Catan or Civ type thing, where you have like a number of structures that you can build, and the configuration of them in the hexes changes like how many resources get produced.
Can we all just give this
building
a big boo? No one wants to join your fucking Discord to try the alpha out or try a demo.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And I'm looking at the right side there. It's like, oh, it's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, official Discord server. How about your website?
Mm-hmm.
If someone wants to email you to ask for some keys for the game, how about your website?
I got a Facebook page. Facebook told me that I don't need to have a website anymore. I can just run my business off of Facebook.
I got more questions here. Like, how come the minimum and recommended have different storage requirements? How the fuck does that work?
Oh, bigger textures. It auto detects your
Does it
video
stream
card.
more textures?
Oh, yeah. Does it download more? Yeah, right. I'm like, huh.
Games used to do that. Need for Speed World. It used to, if you just downloaded the basic version, you didn't get the highest graphical settings because it didn't download the high-res textures.
It just changes all the assets to like sparse files, so they're all like, yeah, it's like 10 gigs, but like 8 of those gigs are just like zeros.
All right.
All of the textures are completely uncompressed.
That's gonna do it for Stevie.
Yeah, we're done. Coming up next, Intel, you're building up our hopes. Don't dash them, please. Please.
Boom. All right.
So apparently TSMC is going all the way to Celestial. No word on Druid though. No word on Druid.
Dude. Hey everybody, I want you to go over to vote.linuxgamecast.com and let's check out some of these show titles. You can vote on them. Kokon, Cocoon Voltron.
Coco Voltron.
Cocoon Voltron.
And you could always bang suggest during segments. Keep that in mind. Boom. Over there. And
Kakuna Voltron.
I need to play around with
Hakuna Voltron?
Hakuna Voltron, yeah.
Kakuna Rattata.
So I need to add media source. See, media source. And we're going to call this Voltron 2. And we're going to use hardware decoding. We're going to go to browse and we're going to go to DaVinci renders because there's a file in there called CCV and boom. Haha. Back. All right. So that's taken care of. Maybe. Okay. What weird video source do I have hanging out here?
While you figure that out, I need to pee. I'll be back.
I do too, but I need to figure this out first. Clock 2? Oh, geez, man. All right. What is that, Jordan?
It's a Counter-Strike Catter Strike. North Ranger posted a machine gun cat, so I also posted
a machine gun cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Siamese cat. Some bullets coming out of it.
Oh. Okay. So it's like the cat gun from Postal.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get this figured out. I think. What do we got? Yeah, everything else is good. Used an entire can of compressed air dusting up my computer just now? Wow.
Dusty.
Yeah, right? Like, I mean, that's a good way to burn $10. Canned air is expensive, yo.
Yeah, it sucks that all those fucking compressors cost the ones you can buy off Amazon cost $100 and they break after 2 uses.
The one I use the most is if you get a place to put it, you can get you can go to like the big box store, like whatever, Costco. And I have a air compressor that's like a legitimate tank compressor, but it's only like that big.
Okay, they have like small ones.
Yeah, it's got a bleed screw on it, and I mean, you plug it in. Then you can unplug it, and it's got a handle on it, and you can carry it around. It's got the squiggly hose.
Okay, is it for like inflating tires or something normally, or
no? It's like a regular air compressor. I mean, you could use it for that, like just a little bit
as an emergency, like tire pump or whatever.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
easy. Like you could put an impact bridge, and it's just got a small tank on it. You know, you're not going to be doing all. But
it's going to take you a while, but like it'd be sitting there pumping like a fucking jump. So.
Oh yeah, can you imagine trying to pump a car tire with like a bicycle pump?
Yeah, no, you're sitting there for a while. It is the race between you filling up the tire and the AAA guy showing up.
Like I have a flashlight air compressor combo thing that somebody gave me a long time ago, and it works. Works great. You plug it into a cigarette lighter. I mean, it takes forever to do it, but it's an air compressor. It'll pump a tire up. I've used it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like something that would be real handy just to like keep in your boot.
Yeah, I have that. What do I got in Turbojet? I got a couple of things that are like, I feel really adult and responsible and shit having it in there because I normally don't have anything like that, man. Got a tire plug kit, and I think I got like a little cheap socket set just in case.
Gotta like change out a tire or whatever.
Yeah, so there's always gonna be like some weird little foggy thing that's gone wrong. And like, if I only had a wrench.
And a quart of oil. That's the thing I always used to have. It was the toolbox. A set of extra spark plugs. And a quart of oil.
And a loaded 357 Magnum.
PI. Really, I just got Tom Selleck in the trunk, but it's alright. Is he still alive?
Tom Selleck?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't believe so. Could be wrong though. No, he is still alive. Well then. I was thinking of other mustache guy, Burt Reynolds.
Gator.
Yeah. He's only 78.
You know, you say that and you see some people are 78, you're like, damn, doing good, man. You see some people 78, you're like, Walking Dead.
Yeah, like my grandfather is like 96 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still with us?
Yeah. Which is amazing, considering he's a guy who had to fake his own death in order to hide from the Nazis. Lived under an assumed identity for years.
Yeah, you see somebody who's like when you start getting to like the 80s, I'm like, how's the mental faculties holding up? Because I personally don't want to be like 80 or 90 and be like, who are you? Billy, kill me, Billy.
I mean, he was never a mental juggernaut to begin with. Grandma was the brains of the operation.
Yeah, I don't like dementia's frightening, man.
Oh yeah, I had
lay off the sugar.
Go through it.
Yeah, Steve had a birthday this week. He's practically 70. Yeah, how often do you clean dust out your computer?
I need to.
Oh, that often. Got it.
Yeah.
That's a valid answer. Yeah.
Usually whenever I vacuum the floor, because I have the anti-static bristle thing, that I can just go done.
So my plan was, it's like, oh, well, I have a fan to replace. I gotta dust the thing out. I'll do this all when I get the new video card.
Technically keeping my promise.
Yes.
I do it a lot more than I used to. I've always been good at it because I've like every case in here is like filtered. Even like if it doesn't have filters, I buy magnetic filters and stick over everything. This is dust. But both Jackbox and Threadboot are water cooled. So it's like every 2 weeks I touching around everything. This is like, is there any moisture or anything? And once you do that, you're like, oh, there's dust. So it's just constant. Man, you got spicy enema. What type of Korean bullshit is it?
Seasoned seaweed snack. So it's a seaweed.
It's seaweed, but coated in... Is that just salt?
Yeah, it's like barbecue chip seaweed.
Man, fucking Doctor Who. Didn't he kill the did he kill the messenger? I forget in that episode.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Rice paste. Allegedly.
It says, stop trying to diddle your niece.
Okay, so it's not just salt. There's some powdered rice on it. Okay.
That's what you want on your donut? Powdered rice?
Those rice, spongy rice sweets with red bean filling. Those are really nice.
What about rice cakes? Fuck those things, right? You ever had a rice cake? Like the hard, tacky, like brown pock thing that comes like, here, try this.
Yeah. The ones that you just slather on with butter and it's pretty good. Yeah.
I get the little bags of like the chippy ones that are seasoned, but I had to stop. They're too expensive. It's like $3 a bag now for like fucking nothing.
Yeah, somebody gave me like one of these like rice pucks. They had like 2 of them. Like, here, I use these, and they're like 0 calorie or something. And whatever. And I nodded. I'm like, you're damaged, man. How do you eat that? Like, maybe.
Yeah, it is styrofoam, but like when you're on a cut, it is like, well, it's styrofoam. I can spread something on, and it kind of tastes like something. It's not chicken and broccoli.
Like the thing that you put on it, because it doesn't taste like anything.
Oh, I got a little bit of peanut butter.
Well, I mean, you can eat shipping peanuts. They're edible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not a super great macro breakdown on those. At least the rice cakes have a little bit of carbs on them.
They're mostly air, so yeah. Technically, I suppose they'll be fine.
Google Lens.
Oh, mochi.
Do not manufacture this product be there in a facility that causes allergies, such as chicken, peach, tomato, sulfite, and beef-containing products. After opening, consume as soon as possible after cutting. Be careful when handling the product. Cannot be exchanged or compensated according to the standards of Cheongnan-do Course. Okay. That's what it says on the back. I learned today.
All right.
Course. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee.
Oh, it took me a minute to like actually read that. I'm like, why the fuck did you take a screenshot of you using the fucking camera? Like, oh, Google. That
was how I survived in grocery stores in Finland. It's like this turned it into like semi-English words. Okay, I think I know what this thing is.
That said, any screenshot, I mean, any picture I take from now on is going to be a screenshot of me using the camera app.
With Google Translate on?
No, just whatever.
Just the camera.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a screenshot and get the whole logging thing.
I've seen those screenshots. They keep showing up on Twitter and on Reddit of people taking a screenshot of the camera app. Why?
That's just how I roll now.
Well, then I print it out, and then I scan that into my computer, and then I post that.
And then I send it as a PDF.
I fax it to my friend who posted it on Twitter.
No, then I upload it with it gets synced with Google Photos that pull up on the monitor. Then I take another picture.
We can go deeper,
right?
Take a picture, or not take a picture. Take a screenshot of the camera app in the picture.
No. You hold up a piece of paper to your monitor and you trace it with a pencil.
Taking a screenshot of the camera app, breathing. Oh, all right.
Oh, is that like the penguin one?
All right, let me do a bio break, and we'll hop back into it.
Are you not charging, you piece of shit?
Well, yes, apparently I just lost the game. I need to actually stop playing the game.
We all got freed by that one XKCD comic. You have no power over me anymore.
But that's the thing. I decided not to take the you're free from the game, so I keep playing the game and I keep losing the game.
Didn't you watch War Games? The only winning move is not to play. It's not porn, it's just cute. There can be cute porn.
That's a slippery slope.
What? Like, not all like fucking pornography is like choke me, face slap me, daddy. Like,
sometimes you have to say, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck you."
Yeah, sometimes you gotta fuck her softly, and there is porn that caters to that.
Oh, hey, Borderlands 2, I got that one.
Oh, man. Borderlands. Very, very happy where I'm done with that. It was... Like, the game is fine, but it really starts to drag. Like, I find the loop kind of gets stale very quickly.
And after you've been in a relationship for a while and you start to look back, I don't want to go through that again. No, I'm going to cherish this relationship because I don't want to fucking do that again.
Wait, what?
The dating game? The dancing on eggshells while you try to figure out what the other person's all about?
Yeah, where did this come from, though? I'm a little confused. I was talking about Borderlands a second ago. I feel like I missed a beat in the conversation. I'm kind of lost now.
I thought you were continuing on from, the gentleness and the porn and the whatnot.
I mean, if we want to talk about Borderlands porn, we can. There's a lot of it on the internet. I mean, they could probably... There's enough people in Borderlands that you could do a Borderlands dating sim.
Yeah,
they did a Sonic the Hedgehog murder mystery.
It's fan made, but Sonic's dead.
No, it's official. Sega released that.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that is like, yeah, it wasn't like directly Sonic Team, but like Sega gave it the green light.
Okay, all right, but even better than Sonic's dead. No. It's canon.
I think the twist at the end is that he's actually not dead, but
damn it,
I haven't played the game, but I have a sneaking suspicion that everyone is dead except Sonic, and this is like some sort of lost situation where they're all in purgatory on the train.
Oh, did either of you play that?
No, I haven't.
No.
Might check that out. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's a text adventure game, though.
Yeah, it's a visual novel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, does it have the carcinogens? Is that the California? Yeah, P65 warnings. There we go.
What else? Just eat it with your eyes closed.
Like, can't remember the name of the YouTuber, but apparently he does a lot of snack eating and taste testing stuff. And he always looks for the California label.
Is that like the California raisins, but more carcinogenic, or?
Yeah, it's that label that Linux Guru posted there. The state of California recognizes that some of the ingredients in this product may cause cancer.
Can I get extra cancer, please? I guess I just gotta eat a double amount of it.
I'm just like already dead at 42.
Yep.
You're like, shit, there is a guy. He's like, well, you asked for it, man. I mean, remember? I was like, here, let's roll the tape back.
There's that one I posted where it's like, if you can't physically dominate me, you can't tell me what to do. Doctor said that my life is in critical danger. My appendix needs to be removed. And I said, that's great, Doc. Take it from me. It's still rotting in my stomach. Guess what's still rotting in my stomach to this day?
I will tell you, here's something I've realized that is an impossibility, is to go to sleep listening to a Terry Pratchett novel.
Oh, you just keep chuckling?
It's too much going on, man. I'm like, between like laughter and like, the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, yep. It's a little too engaging on like the engaging sleepy time access of like... No, like, shit, I need to not pay attention to
too
this.
Interested in like, what the fuck's going on here, man? Because I was like trying to listen to last night. I was going to bed and I'm like, oh yeah, the pyramids. I haven't listened to that. And I put that on and it's about the Pharaoh assassin. It's like, like when death showed up, I'm like, I'm just going to pause this.
Yeah.
Because I want to be more alert and see what death is up to in this novel. The recurring
him and his granddaughter is just like off doing random shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if you want something that'll put you to sleep, Techmoan. He released a video about playing the was it the 78 RPM shellac vinyl records?
Laserdisc? I don't know.
You know what? I want to see. I want Ven to listen to the entire Tech War series by William Shatner and give us a review.
Tech War was alright.
Okay. I don't know. I've never read it. I assume Jill has. Jill or Steve.
Techmoan is engaging for some things, but yeah, no, that last video that he put is like 30 minutes, and 5 minutes in, I just leaned my head back, and I woke up when the outro music started playing. It's like, oh, well, that was 30 minutes that I just napped. Cool.
Yeah. The OG Cosmos is like my put you to sleep like fucking instantly thing.
See, I learned this bad habit as a young child with TV because the TV had a sleep timer on it. You'd be like, okay, cut off in like 60 minutes. And I knew, like, at the age of 9, I was going to bed watching the History Channel. Because that shit would just knock me out. And to this day, like, I fall asleep, I go to, like, YouTube, or I'll listen to a book. If it's YouTube, it's like pinball repair or, like, you know, electronics repair. I'm like, yeah, all right. Because that's enough to be like, oh, all right, let me check. You know, engaging, but not enough to perk you up at any point. Yeah, restoration videos, that'll work.
For me, it's always old Mystery Science Theater that gets me.
I'd start paying too much attention to it.
There are ones that I have seen enough that
it's just familiar noise going on in the background.
Yeah, but a lot of people use Bob Ross. Nora uses Bob Ross. She just puts Bob Ross with the Bluetooth headset.
Who is it? The Histocrat? Those guys are pretty cool. I like listened, but it was a little too engaging. The one they did on a Beowulf historic like breakdowns and all that. And, like part 2, Beowulf is like this little short thing that only survived because it was in some motherfucker's private
library
collection. Yeah, and it still got singed and fucked up. And
I was reading about like one of it was one of the libraries in England that like has a bunch of like the surviving Arthurian like manuscripts of like the earliest like recordings that we have of those stories. And it's like, oh yeah, it has like this completely crazy like indexing system where like there are busts of famous like historical and mythological figures, and each bust corresponds to a shelf. And then each book in the shelf is numbered, so you get like Aphrodite 6 and like Athena 9. And like that's how all of the books are referred to, because a lot of them just don't have titles. And a lot of the books are just like, because it's just like, hey, we had like a 500-page book. The first 300 pages are for this manuscript, and we had some room, so we wrote another manuscript in the back there. And then we had a little bit more room, so we filled it with some poems and shit. Like, so it's like
with what you got.
Yeah. There's no like actual organization. It's all just like these books were produced and like filled with whatever media they had the room to put on them. So it's like,
I mean, what are we going to walk in with like the Dewey Decimal System? We're like, yeah, this makes sense too, right?
No.
What was it? I want to see, like, listening to that on the I want to see the second part of Beowulf film adaptation where he fights the dragon.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Angelina Jolie to go back as her CGI self. They were doing that rotoscoping thing back then, like that in A Scanner Darkly. They had like some weird rotoscoping techniques. Because the Beowulf movie was CG, but it was like rotoscope CG. They had like actual actors like act it out.
Well, the best Beowulf adaptation's been like the 13th Warrior, right? Oh, I think this is from the new music pack. This is like epic fantasy metal for use in whatever. It's like whatever the what is this? Let me make sure this is like this could just.
This sounds like kind of we have Doom at Home.
Yeah, this is a Circuit Breaker. Yeah, this is from the new Humble music pack.
We have Nick Gordon at Home.
Bethesda and id fucked him over.
Yeah, it's speaking of like fucking fantasy music, I've been listening to a lot of Dungeon Synth lately on the Dungeon Synth archive channel on YouTube.
Okay.
And like we the game that we're playing this week, it's like, it's Dungeon Synth. All right. Well, I've good thing I'm like super into this genre of music now. And then it's like, oh, it's just the 3 tracks, huh? Only the 3 tracks. We'll get to that later. Spoilers.
Yeah, apparently, a lot of the new music and some of the new music, at least one track of the new music in Shell Shock is not licensed. So it's not just Alan's whistle thing. It was like some track. And I'm like, what? I got some like weird copyright. And I personally don't care about our Live and Uncut channel because it's not even monetized. And but I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. You're not getting a penny from this bullshit. So like I just reprocess it. So if you're wondering, you watch the Live and Uncut version of it in the after shows and you're like, why is it silent for like a minute and 40? That's why.
They give you the button that you can just silence the...
They do, and that means it'll take 2 days to think about doing it and tell you that it wasn't able to. And it was us playing tanks. Use your imagination. Just go pew, pew, fuck, 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 fuck. Right.
Man, I was thinking about this the other day. The video game composers do not get like any fucking respect. And they put out some like really, really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Like fucking track 3 for Shell Shock, the dumb fucking tanks game. It's like legitimately one of the best pieces of music I've ever fucking heard in my life.
I mean, Jeremy Soule, the original soundtrack for Morrowind, the original soundtrack for Neverwinter Nights, the original soundtrack for Oblivion, Skyrim. Yeah, they sound pretty good. Jean-Luc Racine, the one who made the soundtrack for Outward, really, really good soundtrack. The game's kind of meh, but the soundtrack is amazing.
I brought this up probably a couple of years back. The only time I've ever felt myself just like stopping in a game, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave this here and jam out with it in memory. Is you appreciate like good music when it kicks in, right? You're like, yeah, that's good, and you jam along. But like just stopping, like, fuck, does this have a soundtrack? Was Nier Automata.
Oh yeah, Nier has some great fucking music.
I was like, holy fuck, I gotta go buy this. I want this, and it's just gibberish words, man. But like, it was
yeah,
it's gibberish, composed, but with different intonations. It's like gibberish but with the Japanese intonation, or gibberish with the Portuguese intonation. Like,
become as gods.
Emmy Evans,
become as gods. Yeah, you're like, fuck, okay. And then you got like, you think of the robot kids in the village when you hear that song. You're like, oh yeah, all right. Then you think about the robot kids later on. Yeah.
After the logic virus gets loose.
Then,
sorry, the name is Jean-François Racine, not Jean-Luc. My bad.
Oh, jeez.
Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS
Oh, man. Time. Up next, Hee-Haw, the next generation.
Make it so. Make it so. Make.
The critic, Deep Cuts. Yeah, they were interviewing John Lovitz. Somebody had written a thing, and they'd ask him, like, what do you think about bringing back cricket? He's like, I'd like to do it, but, like, half of us are dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, it really wouldn't work today because there's no such thing as, like, a film review critic doesn't have as much weight behind it. There's no Siskel and Ebert.
If you want like proper D&D Arch Linux Penguin, I don't know.
BG3. Baldur's Gate 3 and Solasta are the closest you get for modern D&D. Just for like, I would say like the best multiplayer period out right now is like Divinity 1 and 2, Original Sin. But BG3 is by those guys. So like, but it's not out yet. That's kind of the...
Yeah, Neverwinter Nights, if you can find friends or you join a persistent world, that's a pretty good D&D experience.
Yeah.
If you want something that's kind of derived from D&D, the Neverwinter MMO is alright if the servers aren't lagging like shit.
D&D Online is still running.
Online, Eberron Unlimited, that's absolutely passable. It's still the exact same game you remember.
Or if you want to play like actual online D&D, just go to like startplaying.games or Roll20. They have like looking for groups and online tabletops you can use. Someone please play with me.
All right. Let's go and do some news.
Yes, let's get our hopes way the fuck up.
Battle Hope.
Do we got any? Do we need to get any thank you spankies?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Let me check.
Stream manager.
No, we're good.
I guess Jonas was from a few days ago. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Nothing recent. All right.
Yeah, Basil's resubscription was from 4 days ago. So yeah.
Gamotron the same as well. So, yeah.
Good. All right. There we go. That's good. That's bounced and we record.
Alex just gifted Ralph 9900.
Ralph.
Why is this thing not stopping the recording? What's going on here? OBS, why are you being a dick?
Task failed successfully.
Right. It is not doing fuck all.
Now we play the waiting game.
Oh no. Welp. Looks like we're gonna have to nuke OBS.
Oops.
We'll be right back.
Good job. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna try to catch this with a quick blink, so brace yourselves. Hold on.
Self-destruct 1A. 2B,
OBS is currently
3C.
active and recording streams. I know. Hang on.